Hi everyone, welcome to this particular video. So in this particular video, we'll be discussing about another amazing concept inside Python called list comprehension. So to explain this particular concept, I need to show you the practical of it. Then this particular concept will be more clear. So for this, let's go to our code editor and try to understand this particular concept. So guys, you can see list comprehension is nothing but list comprehension provides a concise way of creating a list. See, here is one example I have given. You can see this is a list. And inside this particular list, you can see I'm writing some expression. You can see expression for item in iterable if condition is equal to true. Initially, it would be a little bit hard for you to understand what I have written here. But no need to worry. I'll show you one very simple practical. This will give you the clear-cut idea about this particular list comprehension. Now, you can see there are some advantages of this particular list comprehension. So here you can see it is having more time efficient and space efficient than loops. And it requires very fewer line of code and transform iterative statement into a formula. See, always Python suggests this particular list comprehension to use because it is comparatively fast than your loops. Okay, you can see more time efficient and space efficient than loops. And you can see it requires very fewer line of code. Let's say the code actually will be writing with multiple line. The same code actually you can write in just one line. Okay, with the help of this particular list comprehension. And it transforms the iterative statement in a formula. You can see it's kinds of formula. Okay, formula statement I have written. So let's see one example. Then I think this part would be more clear. So the first problem we'll be solving with the help of list comprehension. You can see this is the problem. So we'll be add 1 to 10 numbers in a list. Okay, if I want to add 1 to 10 number in a list, so how I can do? Like the simple way we usually write the code, how I can do? Okay, without this particular list comprehension. See, if I want to add 10 numbers in a list, so I can write like that. I'll just take a for loop for I in range. And in the range parameter, I need to give the range. I want to, let's say, store 1 to 10. That means I have to give 11. Then if I print this particular I, you'll see that I will get all the number 1 to 10. Now I want to add this particular number in a list. So how I can add? So first of all, I'll create an empty list here. So let's say this is my empty list. L is equal to, this is my empty list. And here what I need to do, instead of printing, I'll append this particular value inside this particular list. What append will do, it will append the value at the last position always. Okay. So first of all, it will add 1, then it will add 2, then 3, and so on. I think I showed you the example, that particular append example. Append is a inbuilt function inside list. Now here I'll append this particular I. Okay, I will append this particular I. Then at the last, I'll print this particular L. Now, if I execute this particular program, you will see that all the numbers I have generated, it is stored inside this particular list. Okay, so this is the simple code we have written. Now we can write this particular code with the help of list comprehension in just one line. Let me show you. So if you want to write list comprehension, first of all, just create an object. Let's say this is my list object. And inside this particular list, I'll write this particular expression. Okay, so what will be the expression? So first of all, I'll just write for I, the same code. The same code I will copy. And I will paste it here. Okay, I'll paste it here. And instead of appending, what I will do, I'll simply write this particular I at the first of this particular for. Okay, for expression. So what will happen? Whatever I it will generate, okay, whatever I it will generate with the help of range function, it will store in this particular list, okay, one by one. So let me show you. If I print this particular list right now, if I execute this particular code, you will see that I'll get the same output. The code I have written with few line of code, the same code I have written only just one line with the help of list comprehension. So this is called actually list comprehension, and this is the expression of the list comprehension. I hope now this part is clear. Okay, I'll give you some more examples so that this part will be more clear. See, inside list comprehension, we can also use conditional statement. We can also use conditional statement. I will also give you the example of conditional statement, how we can use it inside that. So the next problem we'll be solving called scalar multiplication on a vector. Let's say here I'm having a vector called v is equal to. So let's say I'm having 2, 3, and 4. Let's say these are my vector, and I'm having one scalar number here. So let's say scalar number is minus 3. So what I have to do, I have to multiply. Okay, I have to multiply this particular scalar value with this particular vector. Okay, you can see scalar multiplication on a vector. If I want to do the multiplication and if I want to add them in a, let's say, list, so how we'll be writing? Like the simple code we usually write. For this, first of all, let's say I will take a for loop for I in this particular vector. Whatever value actually it will give me, what I will do, I'll just do the multiply operation. Let's say, okay, result is equal to, let's say I multiply this particular s, and whatever result actually I will get, so result, I'll just try to append it. Okay, I'll try to append it in a empty list. So here I will create an empty list. So L is equal to, let's say this is my empty list, and inside this particular empty list I'm going to append this particular result. So L dot append this particular result. Now if I print this particular L, see, this is my output. Okay, after multiply this particular scalar value in this particular vector, I'll get this particular output. But the same code I can write in just one line with the help of list comprehension. Now let me show you. So let's say, first of all, I'll define a list. I'll copy the same code, this particular same for loop statement. Now I told you, if you want to add this particular I, what you need to do, you need to take this particular I before that particular for statement. Okay, now here what I was doing, I was doing the multiplication with this particular s. Okay, so whatever value actually I'm getting inside I just need to do the multiplication with this particular scalar value. Okay, the scalar value actually I'm having. Okay, that is the idea. Now if I print this particular L, you'll see that I'll get the same output with the help of this particular list comprehension. So that is why in the definition I told you, list comprehension provides a conscious way of creating a list. It always provides a conscious way to create a list, right? And you can see advantage, it's like more time efficient, more space efficient, because here it doesn't take more space. Everything we are writing in just one line, and it requires very fewer line of code, because you can see the code actually I was writing previously, it takes multiple line to write this particular code, but in just only one line we can complete this particular list comprehension with the same logic. And it is also transform iterative statement in a formula. Okay, that means whatever iterative statement we have written, the same thing it will convert as a formula. Okay, inside this particular list comprehension. I hope now this part is clear. What is this particular list comprehension, and what is the use of this particular list comprehension, and what is the advantage to use this particular list comprehension. Okay, now let's see another example. Let's say I want to add the squares. Let's say I want to calculate the squares of a list. So what I can do, let's say this is my list I'm having. L is equal to, let's say I'm having 1 2 3 4, this is my list, and now I want to calculate the square. So what I will do, I'll take another list, let's say LC, that means list comprehension is equal to, I'll just write for I in L, and whatever actually L I will get, whatever I will get, I'll just simply do the power operation. Okay, square operation with the 2. Okay, now if I execute this particular program, but before that let me print this particular LC. So print LC. Now you'll see that I will get all the square of this particular number. Okay, so with the help of list comprehension you can do this particular code very easily. See, whenever you will be implementing any kinds of projects, so that time actually you need to use this particular list comprehension, because it will make your code more clean. Because let's say the code actually you are writing in 10 lines, you can write that particular same code in just only 1 to 2 lines. Okay, that would be more neat and clean. Okay, so it's recommended to use this particular list comprehension whenever you are creating a product, because whenever let's say you are doing the iterative actually let's say statement, that time you can use this particular list comprehension, because it would be more efficient, faster, and space it will take less space. Okay, that time, that is the idea. And if you see any kinds of application from any other developer, you will see that they are also using this particular list comprehension in their code. Without list comprehension also you can write the code. I already told you how to write the code. But if you are working as a team, let's say you are working with 10 developers, so there would be 5 to 6 developers, they will be using this particular list comprehension. And as a programmer, you have to understand this particular list comprehension. Otherwise, it would be a little bit difficult for you to understand this particular code, what kinds of code they are writing. So make sure you have the knowledge on this particular concept. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Now guys, let's see the next example. So in this particular example, I will also show you how we can use this particular conditional statement inside a list comprehension. So here you can see we have a exercise here. Print all the numbers divisible by 5 in a range of 1 to 50. So if I want to write this particular code in a, let's say, easy manner, let's say like the simple manner, so what I will do, I'll first of all take a for loop. So for I in range, so I'll generate the number 1 to 50. That means 1 to 50, 51. Okay, 1 to 51, and it will give me all the number. Okay, till 1 to 51. You'll see that it will give me all the number. Okay, 1 to 51. Now what? 1 to 50, because I have given 51 here. So here what I have to check? I have to check print all the number divisible by 5 in that particular range. Okay, so here I'll just write a simple condition. I'll just write if this particular I mod. What is divisible? Divisible means if you want to divide that particular number, and if you're getting remainder is equal to 0, that means this particular number I need to accept. So for this I can use this particular mod. I think you know. I'll just divide by 5, and if this remainder is equal to 0, so what I'll do, I'll just print this particular number. Okay, print I. Okay, so this is the simple program. Now if I execute, I'll see that these are the numbers can be divided by 5. Okay, these are the number can be divided by 5. Now let's do this particular code with the help of list comprehension. So what I will do, I'll take a list, and inside that I'll write this particular logic. So what I will do, I'll copy the same for loop. Inside that I can paste, and I want to print all of the number which would be divisible by 5. So here I'll write the condition. So here you can write the condition if this particular I mod, okay, I mod with 5 and remainder would be 0. Okay, if this particular statement is true, it will print all of the number. Now if I print this particular L, you'll see I'll get the same output. Okay, I'll get the same output. So that's how actually you can also use conditional statement inside a list comprehension. Okay, see, now I think this particular expression is clear. So that means for you are doing the iterate operation, and that particular, let's say whatever value you are getting, whatever expression you are getting, you can print it here, and you can also write the condition inside this particular list comprehension. That is the idea. Now let's see one last example of this particular list comprehension. Let's say I'm having one list, and in this particular list I'm having some programming language name. You can see. So now what I have to do, I have to find a language which start with the letter of P. So I can easily solve this particular code with the help of list comprehensions. What I will do, I'll just take on list comprehension, and inside that I'll just write on condition. So for language, okay, for language in languages, okay, languages, because here I'm having multiple languages. That's why I named this particular variable as languages, and I'm iterating this particular language one by one. That's why I'm calling as a language. You can take any name, it's up to you. It will add all the languages which is starting if languages, okay, language dot start with, okay, start with P. I think you already know, we have learned this particular start with a function inside a string, right? It is a string inbuilt method. Okay, now if I execute this particular program, but before that let me print this particular list comprehension. You'll see that I will get the output Python and PHP. It is starting with P character, okay, P character at the very first. So that's how with the help of this particular list comprehension we can solve any kinds of problem statement in just few lines of code. Okay, this is the idea. So guys, I hope you got this particular concept, what is list comprehension, and please try to use this particular concept in your coding. It will help you a lot, okay, to write efficient code and optimize code. Okay, and going forward, whenever we'll be doing the process, definitely we'll try to also use this particular list comprehension in our code as well. So thank you so much guys for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time.